Welcome back to our Wednesday word. In Hebrews chapter 12, verses 1 and 2, verses I'm sure we know well, this is what the writer says. I'm going to read this from the Legacy Standard Bible. Therefore, since we have so great a cloud of witnesses surrounding us, laying aside every weight and the sin which so easily entangles us, let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. There are runners in our church, certainly, and I'm sure they would tell you every ounce counts when you're in a foot race. The lighter the endurance runner, the swifter the runner's going to be. And the same is true in the Christian life, and that's one of the points that's made here in these verses. Many things will slow us down. Many things will eventually even stall us in this race of faith. And I know in my case, it might be chasing personal accolades or self-centered joy. Sin tends to cling closely, as those verses tell us. It's hard to get it off. It's heavy. And the instruction is to lay it aside, to lay aside every weight, to lay aside the clinginess of sin. And the farther we are from sin, I think the closer we'll find that we're to Jesus. Because when we sin, what we're doing is we're taking our eyes off of Christ. And we're putting them on ourselves. We're choosing to do our own will instead of His. But we can't make it to the finish line, is the point, without looking to Jesus. He's the one who began and who will finish. He's the author and finisher of our faith. And so when we set our eyes firmly fixed upon Him, we will not grow weary in the fight continually against sin and in the race to persevere in faith. Because one of the things too is that we remember there's a crown that's waiting for us in glory as we continue to run. And so the good news is that Jesus makes us lightweight runners. Jesus took the burden of our sins and placed them on Himself at the cross. And Jesus, when He rose from the dead and He now is seated at the right hand of the Father, now He prays for us even to fight sin and to continue in faith. The race of faith, so to speak, is life's journey for the Christian. Because imagine what would happen if we looked to Jesus every day. Imagine all these weights falling off and every sin becoming untangled again from us. Each look at Jesus strengthening us to endure, to finish well, most notably noticing that Jesus is the one who's set the example as one who finished eternally and perfectly well. Jesus waits for us on the other side. He is our crown. We will be with Him forever. So every huff, every twinge of pain, every prolonged day on earth is truly worth patiently enduring this journey to get to the finish line. It's to get to Jesus. It's to be with Him. So as you think this week, going into Sunday, returning back to 1 Peter chapter 1 and thinking about the personal holiness that we're called to, this is all tied together in this idea of running the race of faith, growing in our sanctification and our love for God. So looking forward to seeing you this Sunday. Lord bless.